You ever randomly remember a game you used to play as a kid, try to look it up, and find basically nothing? No download, no archive, just some bloody screenshots on a forum from 2009, and the YouTube video with 47 views titled Does Anyone Remember This? That's Lost Media, and today we're talking about 5 games that millions of people played, that are now basically gone forever. Let's go! Okay, starting with the deep cut, Millsberry. If you don't know this one, it was a free browser game made by General Mills. Yeah, this cereal company. You played in this little cartoon town, you could decorate your house, do activities, play minigames, and the whole thing was basically one giant ad for Lucky Charms and Honey Nut Cheerios. And somehow, it was insanely addictive. The game ran from 2004 to 2010, and then General Mills just turned it off. No wording, no ceremony, no archive, gone. Just like that. And here's the thing. There's basically nothing left. No playable version, the Wayback Machine barely has anything, and it's not on any reservation site. This game had hundreds of thousands of players and it's just a vapor now. Millsberry is one of the most cleanly erased games in internet history. You either remember it or you think people are making it up. Moshi Monsters was huge. Like 80 million registered users across 150 countries huge. You picked one of 6 little monster pets. Katsuma, Puppet, Furry. You know the ones. You named them, you leveled them up, you collected moshlings. It was basically Pokemon for kids who weren't allowed to play Pokemon yet. And then until December 2019, it just shut down. Because they're on Adobe Flash. And when Flash died, Moshi Monsters died with it. Now the website still technically exists, but it's been rebranded to some sleep story app for toddlers. The world, the missions, the friends you made, all of them are gone. What's wild is they had 80 million users and couldn't figure out how to port it to HTML5 before it was too late. That's the kind of corporate decision that keeps players and fans up at night. Okay, so technically the game still exists, but hear me out. Pop Tropica launched in 2007, created by Jeff Kinney. Yup, that Jeff Kinney, the guy who wrote The Diary of a Wimpy Kid. At its peak, it had 75 million users. The whole concept was you'd hop between islands and each one was basically a self-contained adventure story. Mystery islands, superhero islands, time travel islands, Wimpy Kid crossovers. It was genuinely creative. Here's the problem. When they migrated from Flash to a new engine, they couldn't bring everything over. Thousands of islands were just deleted, like truly gone. Islands that millions of kids spent hours on. Early Pop Tropica, Nabooty Island, Astronauts, just wiped. Some had millions of completions logged and they're just not there anymore. The game still runs, but it's a shell of what it was. Huge chunks of it are lost media inside the game that still exists. That might actually be sadder. Toontown Online. Disney's 2003 MAO where you played as a cartoon animal fighting evil corporate robots called Cogs. With cream pies. No, seriously, your weapons were pies, and birthday cakes, and squirting flowers. The vibe was completely unhinged and kids loved it. It ran for a full decade, 2003 to 2013, and then Disney shut it down. No explanation beyond it's not profitable enough. They didn't sell it, they didn't open source it, they just pulled the plug. The original game is gone. There's a fan-made recreation called Toontown Rewritten that's actually really good. But the real deal, the OG servers, the original beta assets, significant chunks of the game's history, lost. The lead developer said he doesn't even have the original files anymore. And the kicker? Disney owned Club Penguin and shut it down too. They had two beloved children's MMOs and just chose not to keep either of them. Of course I had to mention Club Penguin as well. So this game launched in 2005. Disney bought it in 2007 for $700 million. Yup, you heard that right, 700 million. It had over 12 million active users at its peak. So you were a penny. You waddled around, you decorated your igloo, you threw snowballs at people, you did a puffle care, you went to the coffee shop and just existed. And it was the best. On March 29, 2017, Disney shut it down, and the internet had a genuine collective meltdown. The comments on the shutdown announcement were thousands of people saying goodbye to their childhood in real time. They tried to replace it with Club Penguin Island, a mobile game, and it bombed so hard it got shut down less than 2 years later. The original Club Penguin, gone. Your penguin, your igloo, items, all of it is gone. Now look, fan servers exist, and Club Penguin Rewritten was massive for a while before it got taken down too. There's something almost cruel about the fact that the company paid $700 million for something and then just threw it away. These obviously weren't niche games. These were massive, tens of millions of players. Entire childhoods lived inside them. And they're gone. Not because they weren't beloved, but because of the corporate decisions, dying technology, and the fact that nobody in charge thought, hey, maybe we should preserve this. If you remember any of these, drop a comment. What game from your childhood is lost that nobody talks about? And if this video hit different, you know what to do.